And I need you to hear me, moms, that you are a woman, you are a person. Your identity is not attached to motherhood. Your role as a mother, your role as a wife, as a partner, whatever these roles are, they do not define you.
Hey mamas, welcome to the More Than a Mother podcast, where we believe you can pursue your dreams and be a great mother at the same time. I am your host, LaJuan Moses, and I am helping you find the freedom to live. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey there. Welcome back to the More Than a Mother podcast, where we are helping moms to pursue their dreams and be great moms at the same time. I am your host, LaJuan Moses, and I am so excited to be here with you again for another great episode. If this is your first time listening, I'm sure you are wondering, who is this LaJuan Moses that you are talking to? Well, let me tell you, I am a business executive with a consulting firm that provides life and business coaching services to working moms. I equip my clients with tools to shift their mindset and unleash their power so they can start a profitable business and build a lasting legacy. I am who moms seek out to help them take ownership over their lives so they can find the freedom to do more of the things they love and enjoy. At More Than a Mother, we are redefining motherhood and flipping the script on motherhood, where it no longer means that we have to sacrifice ourselves, our dreams, and our goals in order to be a great mom. We are learning how to do motherhood and life at the same time, and I am so excited to have you here with me today. This is the start of season 3, and I am so excited to have you here with me. When I tell you, I didn't know what was going to happen with this podcast when I started it. And I just stepped out on faith, took the leap, and went for it. And the response has been overwhelming. The support has been amazing. And I am just so happy with this community of moms that I am able to support and empower week to week with my message. So in case you haven't caught the first 2 seasons, which I encourage you to go back and listen, I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about why I created the More Than a Mother podcast. Now, I talked about this a little in season 1, episode 1, when I introduced you to the More Than a Mother podcast. But today I wanted to dive a little deeper into what exactly it means to be more than a mother. So let's take a deep dive into why I started the More Than a Mother podcast. You see, when I became a mother, and in case you didn't know, I was a teen mother. When I became a mother at the age of 18, I all of a sudden went from being a carefree teenager to being responsible for someone's life. I had no responsibilities, nothing at all, preparing for college, and all of a sudden, because of a choice I made, I was thrust into the world of adulthood and motherhood. You can hear more about that story in episodes 4 and 6 in season 1 of the podcast. But when I became a mother, my life really started to become dedicated to my son. And then as I grew, as I got older, got married, had more kids, I started to really invest in the lives of my spouse and in the lives of my children, and really left myself behind. And it wasn't until about 7 years ago, if you're listening to this when it first airs, that would have been about in 2013, when I realized one day that I had worked so hard to achieve the success, worked so hard to not be a statistic, worked so hard to have a career, a family, and all of those things. But I still felt like there was something missing. And that missing part was really what was eating away at me. It was making me bitter. It was making me miserable, because here I was making everyone else happy, and I was failing to give myself that joy, that happiness, and that fulfillment that I was pouring into everyone else. I was just giving, and I feel like everyone was taking, and I was getting very little in return. And so I started on my personal development journey back then, to where I started to make myself a priority. I began to reconnect with myself and just really think about what were LaJuan's dreams, what were my goals, what things that I enjoy, what things that I like to do outside of my house. And when I tell you, it was hard to sit down and figure out, okay, what do I really like to do? Who am I as a person? Because for so long, At that point, my son was 13. I had been wrapped up in motherhood for so long that I really lost touch with myself. So that was the beginning of my personal development journey. And then over the years, I started with a personal development blog and then started to empower women and really just started to just work on what it means to be a wife, be a mother, have all these roles, but then still be dedicated to your dreams. As I was on this personal development journey, things just began to just snowball and happen in my life, and I just felt like I was drowning. But it was through all of this that I developed these skills and continued to refine these skills of determination, of drive, of resiliency, of buoyancy to just keep going, keep pushing, keep pressing no matter what came my way. And then 2017 rolled around and there were some changes that were being made at my full-time job. And in case you didn't know, yes, I still do work full-time while running my business and doing my podcast. But there were some changes that happened at my job to where they were making some different shifts in the unit. There was a position that became available, and I applied for that position. And in applying for that position with all my qualifications, all my background, all my experience, all of my skills, I was passed over for that promotion. And that really hit me to the core because it was clear that I was more than qualified for that position. I was a great candidate for that position, but yet they chose someone else. And it was at that time that I realized, although I was on this development journey, although I was half working on my business, half working on my goals, I had got comfortable in my 9-to-5. And I really wasn't pursuing my dreams and pursuing my purpose till the fullest. There was still that part of me that was comfortable in this 9-to-5, comfortable in the things that I was doing, that I had been in this routine and where I was just kind of existing and not living. But I was doing enough to say, yes, I was doing something for myself, but I still wasn't feeling completely fulfilled. So in 2017, that was kind of my wake-up call as, okay, Lawan, you got too comfortable here. There is so much more that you're supposed to be doing, and you need to find a way to make it happen. You can make excuses all day long. You can say you don't have the time, you have so much going on, et cetera, et cetera. But once you make it a priority, once you make up your mind, then Lawan, you know you get things done. So you really have to make up your mind to get it done, and let's do this. So that started me on this journey to where I put out my first book, which should have been done way when I had my son. My first book, Rising Above Statistics, How to Overcome Obstacles and Achieve Success Against All Odds. I published that book in 2017, and from there, things just began to pick up and evolve for me. And like I said, that book should have been done way long ago because it tells the story of my journey from teen mom to success, all the lessons I learned, strategies that I did to make it to where I am today, and just really the things that put me on the path towards success. I put it all in a book with some steps and tools to give to all of you to help give you the blueprint for my success. But needless to say, it took me a while and I was dragging my feet. My son was a senior in high school, but I still got the book done before he graduated. So that was an accomplishment that I was proud of. So it was still through this that I was like, okay, Lawan, what do you want to do? How do you want to do this? So I ventured into the world of virtual assistants. Now, I have all these skill sets. I am the person that everyone calls when they need their tech fix, when they need documents done, when they need editing, things of that nature, when they just need any kind of technical thing on the computer. They know that Lawan can create it, come up with it, write it, put it together, and it will be done with excellence. So since I was doing all that for free for my loved ones and my friends, I decided to turn that into a business. So I started on my virtual assistant journey. And through this journey, I met some very wonderful people who helped me to refine my message, refine where I wanted to be going, and really put me on this path to becoming more than a mother. As I was doing my business through virtual assistants at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, and I started on this journey of making connections and networking, I soon began to refine my message, see that I really wanted to be out here empowering and supporting mothers and women, and I just had to figure out how to do it. I knew the message came down to strengthening your sense of self, remembering who you are, reclaiming your identity, and reclaiming your power so that you can go out here and crush all your dreams and goals. It wasn't so much about leaving your 9 to 5 or leaving your career behind, but it was about finding a way to have that 9 to 5, have that career, have that job if that's what you desire, but also to feel fulfilled in all other areas of your life. So that's the path that I started on. And I realized that if I really wanted to make my business a reality and really wanted to pour into my dreams and goals, I had to get my plate balanced. I had to figure out all the things that I had going on and start to cut back, make changes, make adjustments so that I could really go full force into my entrepreneur journey. So I started looking at and doing a lifestyle inventory, figuring out all I had on my plate. What was I doing in motherhood, in my relationships, in my job, my extracurricular activities, my ministry, all of those things. I started to look at them and evaluate them and see, okay, where can I cut back? Where can I start saying no? Where can I reclaim my time so that I could have the energy and the time to pour into my own dreams and goals? And through this evolution, as I started to cut back and stop doing so many things for so many people, and trust me, I'm a person that likes to do all the things. It was very hard for me to say no, to pull back, to not volunteer. But I found that the return was so much greater because by saying no, turning things down, I was able to take that time and energy and pour into my business and start building my dreams and goals and start feeling fulfilled as a person and as a woman. As I'm cutting back, as I've seen what I've had on my plate, as I'm evaluating and realizing the areas I need to start saying no and pulling back, I made a vow to myself that at the end of 2019, I would really pull back from a lot of things so I could really focus on me, my family, my business, the things that I love, the things that I enjoy. And in order to do that, I really had to say no and pull back from some things. And wouldn't you know it, have you ever heard that saying, be careful what you put into the air, because when God has a purpose for you, when God has a vision for your life, he's going to make sure it happens regardless. I told this to a few people that at the end of 2019, I was really pulling back on a lot of things. So I really needed to get centered and get focused. Well, wouldn't you know it, God knows the kind of person I am, where I am just always volunteering and I'm always saying I'm going to do something, that he made a way to where I really had to be shut down and I could not do anything. I talk about this in episode 8 of my podcast, to where I found out that I had multiple sclerosis through a series of events that started on Halloween 2019, followed by a 5-day stay in the hospital, and the culminating diagnosis was multiple sclerosis. And through this time, I was really dependent on other people. I could be nobody but LaJuan. I mean, I couldn't be a wife. I couldn't be a mother. It was to the point where I was walking with a cane. If I stood up and even walked into the kitchen, I would get dizzy, I would get migraines, and I would just have to sit back down. So I really came home not being able to do anything, not being able to drive, nothing at all. I was forced to just really sit in the quiet, sit in the dark, because the light bothered my eyes, the TV bothered my eyes. So I spent a lot of time quiet, meditation, prayer. And it was through that time, from November to February, where I was homebound, couldn't be independent, relied on other people, and was forced to just be LaJuan, that More Than a Mother was born. It was in this time that I realized my family could function without me. And I think as mothers, we often take on the burden of having to be the beer and doer of all things. And we don't give our family the chance to do the things they're capable of doing. But then yet we get frustrated because we don't have enough help, or because they're not helping us. But how can they help us if we're stepping up to do everything? So it's in that time, as I shared in episode 8 of my podcast, where I talk about my journey with being diagnosed. It was in that time where I sat in that quiet place and I was just forced to be LaJuan, that More Than a Mother was born. Because at that time, I was still a mom, I was still a wife, but all those duties, all those responsibilities, everything that I was doing was shut off. So I was just me. And it gave me a chance to get in touch with myself and really figure out what my messaging is, what I wanted to be doing in business, and how I wanted to proceed in 2020. And here I am before you with season 3 of the More Than a Mother podcast. Because in that time, I realized that, hey, I'm Lawan. I'm a person. I've been on this personal development journey trying to figure all this out for the past 7 years. And that light bulb finally clicked that it was about being more than a mother and going out here and spreading this message and sharing with all mothers I know that you can be a great mom and you can pursue your dreams at the same time. Too often we exchange motherhood for womanhood, and we forget that we were a woman, we were a person before we were ever a mother. And I need you to hear me, moms, that you are a woman, you are a person. Your identity is not attached to motherhood. Your role as a mother, your role as a wife, as a partner, whatever these roles are, they do not define you. Whatever your name is inserted here, tell yourself, I am a person. I have every right to live my dreams and goals. I have every right to rediscover my identity and go after everything that I deserve, everything that I desire. Look around. Everyone around you is going after their dreams and goals, be it your friends, your family, your partner, your kids. You're pushing them along. You're cheering. You're being their cheerleaders. You're letting them know they can do it. But it's time for you to be your own cheerleader. So that's where I birthed More Than a Mother, to give myself a platform, to give other mothers a platform to come on here and share their stories and say, hey, yes, I am a mother. Yes, I struggle with mom guilt. Yes, I do have struggles, but at the same time, I realize that I have dreams and goals. So I am figuring out how to manage it all. And the funny thing is, when I do my interviews, I ask my moms, how do you manage it all? And the number one answer is, girl, I don't know, or I don't manage it all. Because really, we're just navigating it and we're figuring it out as we go along. But the one thing we have made a non-negotiable is making ourselves a priority, making our dreams a priority, and figuring out how to have what we want while being mothers at the same time. And there is nothing wrong with that. You are no less than a mother because you want to pursue your dreams and goals. If you want to work full time and have a business, go for it. That's what I do. It doesn't make you any less than a mother. If you're a stay-at-home mom or a work-at-home mom and you want that business, you want to be doing something, go ahead and put your skills to use. That does not take away from your role as a stay-at-home mom or being a work-at-home mom. It does not take away from anything that you have to do with your kids. Just think about it. You don't have to spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with your kids. I mean, now we're having to do that because the time we're in with Corona, so where we're all stuck in the house together. But you can still step away. You can still take that time to pursue your dreams and goals. It is up to you to reclaim that power, to remember your identity, and to go after it. Stop waiting for permission. Stop seeking validation. Stop waiting for others to tell you to go ahead and do it. Just get out there and do it. You have a dream. You have a goal. You can pursue it, and there's nothing wrong with that. And don't let anyone tell you any different. Don't let anyone box you in, try to fit you into this profile, tell you what your dreams and goals should be. Don't let it happen. You are the only one that can define your dreams and goals and can define your success. Success is personal and it's yours. Nobody knows what success looks like to you except you. More than a mother, I birthed this for you, for us, for me. So we have a platform as moms to share our stories, to be more than moms, to not have to talk about kids all the time, to not have to talk about our parenting adventures all the time, where we can step outside that role and say, yes, I'm a mother. Yes, I love my kids, but I'm also doing all of these amazing things. Think about the workforce. Think about everything out there. A lot of the workforce are working moms, and we do not get nearly enough credit, barely adequate pay, and so much is put on us. So why don't we reclaim our time? Why don't we reclaim our power? Why don't we say, I'm not going to give my all to everything because I need some for myself? It's okay to be selfish. Everyone else is selfish, and being selfish, practicing self-care, taking back some of your time and working towards your dreams and goals is not a bad thing. And don't let anybody tell you any different. If somebody calls you selfish, oh well, it's okay to be selfish sometimes, because I guarantee everyone around you is being selfish except you. Take this time and go ahead and be selfish. So More Than a Mother, we are pursuing our dreams and being great moms at the same time. We're strengthening our sense of self. We're unleashing our power so we can find the freedom to do more of the things that we love and enjoy. We are taking back ownership over our lives. We are feeling empowered to get up, go out here, get out of our way, and go get it. And most importantly, we are shifting our mindset, because this is truly a mindset shift. That mom guilt will creep up. Those lies that we tell ourselves, those messages and all will creep up towards us, but it's up to us to quiet those lies and replace them with positive messages. We are taking ownership over our thoughts. We are reclaiming everything in our lives, and we are getting out of our own way so we can start our businesses, we can make an impact, and we can really build a lasting legacy. And best of all, we are doing this without sacrificing family time. Think about the time that you spend with your family. Think about the time that you spend with your kids. It doesn't have to be 24 hours, 7 days a week. A lot of people want to say that it's quantity and they don't focus on quality. You can be available to everyone in your life all day, every day. But if you're miserable, what is the quality of that time? But flip it and reverse it and look at it this way. If you're taking those 1 to 2 hours a day, those 30 minutes a day, those few hours a week, whatever it is that works for you, and you're pouring into your own dreams and goals, and you're feeling more fulfilled as a person, as a woman, as a human being, think about how that quality of time and those hours that you spend with your family and your children will change, and you'll really start to make memories and moments that last. And everyone will not be miserable. You will all be feeling fulfilled and content. So I thank you for joining me for this episode. I am so happy that you're here today. I am happy that you are part of this More Than a Mother journey. I am just so excited. I mean, I feel so filled up right now. This video thing is new for me. I'm looking great right now, but hey, mama moments happen. So you may catch me sometimes where I am not on par with the hair, with the makeup, with everything, the contacts going on, but I am still going to show up and I am still going to deliver for you all, because this is for you, moms. This is our community. This is our platform to say that we are more than mothers. Our value is not equated to motherhood. Our identity is not attached to motherhood. I am a woman. I am a human being. My name was Lawan before it was ever mom. So insert your name here and tell yourself, my name is, my name will always be, and my name was before I became a mom. Don't let anyone tell you any different.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, head over to lawanmoses.com. I love for us to stay in touch. Make sure you leave your email address so I can send you inspiration, tips, and the latest updates. Or, if you prefer, text the word MORE, that's MORE, to 302-440-4632. We have some great things coming up, and I don't want you to miss a thing. Thanks again. Make sure you subscribe and leave a review. Until next time, keep pressing, because victory is yours.